that your foundation is starting to settle into the fine lines that it used to hide, you're not alone. Today I'm sharing with you my 4 favorite skin tints. Why 4? Well, because there are some affordable options included. So 2 non-drugstore and 2 drugstore. These skin tints actually hydrate the skin while they cover and protect the skin. I'm gonna walk you through an application of each of these products as well as an 8-hour wear test so you can see how they look throughout the day. With more mature skin, we're looking for something that gives us that glow from within without that heavy settling mask look to our makeup. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 55. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie where I do the reviews and the testing and I'm the guinea pig and I'm fine with it. And then I bring you what actually works, at least for my skin, so you can start to narrow down products that work best for your skin. Just as a point of comparison, my skin is combination skin. I'm a little bit oily through the T-zone, not as much as I used to be, and boy, do I kind of miss those days. And then I'm dry to normal on my cheeks. I do have some hyperpigmentation. The only thing I have on right now is a little bit of moisturizer, and that is it, because this first product I'm going to share with you has sunscreen. I want you to see how well this product covers. The first product is Supergoop's Protectant SPF 50. This comes in 14 shades. I have it in shade 24N. The reason I like this one, obviously the SPF of 50, and I like it because it is 82% skincare. It has a glow from within look, but it has good enough coverage that you can still see your skin, but you don't see it as rough as it looks in Al Naturel. For more mature skin, I like to use a smaller brush. This is the Nikki LaRose in 17. This formula is unique because it offers high sun protection with a skincare first base and ingredients that work with skin barrier, hydration, and a mix of mineral and chemical UV filters. Nice natural finish. You'll see the coverage as we work just on this side at first and compared to this other side. I carry some discoloration around my eyes, and with summer coming, I like to just do a one and done. It is a little expensive, coming in at $44, which is why I have some drugstore alternatives for you in this video. So along with the skincare ingredients and that strong SPF, you're getting a formula that leaves you with a soft, natural finish. It's flexible and moves with your skin, and it's buildable. So if, like me, you carry some hyperpigmentation just in certain areas, you can either go in and spot edit those with some concealer, or you can go in with just a little bit more product and build it right where you see that discoloration. So it's buildable. That's always a plus. So you can go from light coverage to medium coverage using the same product. At first I was surprised that this product only had 14 shades, but the shade range does vary quite a bit from the lightest to the darkest. And because it's a sheer product, it does melt into your skin and give a little bit more of a customized look depending on your skin tone with the shade that you choose. To show how buildable this coverage is, I'm gonna build it up into the area where I carry some darkness and not use a concealer, because I'm not trying to do lightening, brightening, contouring, any of that. I'm really wanting to share with you how easy you can get a no makeup look, but you can glam it up a little bit. For purposes of demonstration and for 8-hour wear, I'm not gonna set this with a powder. I'm not gonna apply a powder blush, powder contour, because anything powder helps to lock in the formula. I will probably throw on a cream blush between now and the 8-hour wear test. But other than that, I'm gonna go pretty Al Naturel, like I started in the beginning of the video, so you can see really how these wear. Because anything that you add from this base point is just gonna be a bonus. So that's the coverage that you get with just one layer and then some spot buildup in areas where you need it. I am impressed with the overall coverage that I get, and the fact that this still has a little bit of a glow from within. It's not so shiny or so, I guess glowy is the word. I don't like something that has a real glow to it, because then it starts to look a little bit too shiny as the day goes on for those of us that have oily skin, or in my case, oily areas. But I think that's a really nice natural coverage. Now you could go back in with a little bit of concealer if you wanted to, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna build it up a little bit more just to see how buildable it is. Right now, this will be layer 3. And I don't see any creasing or settling right in this high movement area and high laugh line area. Let's just call it what it is. A lot of wrinkles in this area. I'm not seeing any settling. Is it buildable? Yes. Is it blendable? Yes. Does it offer good coverage? Definitely yes. I love this side way more than this side. So that's what the Supergoop Protectant looks like on my whole face. I'm gonna just add a little bit more with my fingers to give a little more coverage into this darker area or the purple area. You could certainly use a color corrector. You could also use a concealer, or you can use a thin amount of this just heated with your fingers to give yourself a little bit more coverage. Yeah, that's more what I'm looking for. Again, I'm not going for full glam when I wear a skin tint, but it's helpful to know if it layers and how it blends, which is the reason this is my #1 pick. All right, you guys, I'm not even gonna do my eyebrows today. We're just gonna go like this. I have on a little bit of mascara, otherwise it would be just too unbearable for any of us to look at with me having no makeup on the internet. So I had to do something, right? At least I have a little bit of a lash. Upon application, here's the coverage you get. Nice finish. And in 8 hours, I'll be back to show you how it's holding up. All right, you guys, I am back. I didn't put in much effort to my makeup today besides mascara, this skin tint, and then some lip gloss. And I feel like I had a really good makeup day. I was very minimal and I'm loving it. So here's what the protectant looks like 8 hours later. I see why I like it. It just looks like you have beautiful, I woke up like this kind of skin. It covers the hyperpigmentation. It gives a nice natural glow, and yeah, I really like it. So you can see for $44 why this is my favorite. You get a natural looking glow all day. You get SPF of 50 with both mineral and chemical UV protection. And you get that finish that has a natural glow, but some blurring effect as well. Up next is the Supernatural Radiance Serum by none other than RMS. This comes in 3 shades. I have it in the shade Light Aura. I'm gonna apply it with my fingers because that's the way Rosemary Swift applies it. This is a serum formula. It is not slippery, it's not thin. It wears thin though, but you can see how easy it is to apply with your own fingers. This is a mineral sunscreen with a zinc oxide that is proprietary to RMS, and it leaves no white cast, which for those of us that like to take photos, that's really important. Applying it to one side of my face so that you can see the coverage that you get. The biggest difference between this and the Supergoop is it does have a more high glow finish. You can see what this side looks like compared to the side that doesn't have anything but moisturizer. It offers the same coverage, it's buildable, and it's a mineral sunscreen, where the Supergoop has both chemical and mineral sunscreen. The RMS is also skincare infused with niacinamide, squalene, and quinoa. Now, I'm not as purple under this area as I am on other days, but I don't have any concealer on because, again, I wanted to show you the coverage that you get. Nice natural finish. This is an ideal skin tint for those that like that mineral sunscreen, like the skincare ingredients, and like a nice natural glow to the skin. This is a gorgeous finish and offers just the right amount of coverage. Now, if you have this to use as an all-over skin tint and sometimes you wear a full coverage foundation, just a little bit of this on the high points of the cheek, because it's a nice natural pretty glow, makes a really nice highlighter. Like the other products, I'm gonna build it up right where I carry a little bit more hyperpigmentation, aka freckles, that I've never been a fan of. Now, typically you would worry about adding something so glowy to more mature skin that does show texture, but you guys, this, like all RMS products, it's one of those brands that is a little more expensive, but it is one of those brands that you feel like you get what you pay for, if you know what I mean. Well, right there's where I didn't blend it. See how glowy that is? But it doesn't look like that when you blend it in. It doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles, which I have plenty of, especially underneath my eyes and right around here on my mouth. It just looks like have you ever seen those women at the store or out in public and their skin is just that beautiful glow and you're like, gosh, what are they wearing? It makes someone like me whose skin is traditionally more dull, it just makes you look like you have absolutely beautiful skin. Again, I have it in Light Aura. You can see the coverage, you can see that it's buildable, nice natural finish, and 30 SPF mineral zinc oxide proprietary. So yeah, it's not gonna turn white when I take photos. Really stunning, right? I have on just a little bit of mascara. Like the other days, I'm not wearing any brow products today. I think I should do reviews like this more often where I only try one product, and that's just it. So you see why I love the RMS Supernatural Serum Tint? It's really pretty. I'm excited to show you what this looks like after 8 hours. Well, this Radiant Serum held up better than My hair did, but that's good because this isn't a hair video. All right, you guys, so this is why I love this Supernatural Radiance Serum by RMS. My skin just has the most natural glow to it, and if I was to add some little bit of flush of color and maybe a little bit of eyes, then it would look like I actually tried to do my makeup today. But there are days where I just want to have a minimal makeup look. I might put on a little bit more of a lip color maybe, but there's no settling. There's no, you know, when you've put on a full coverage foundation and you start to see, at least I do, that really textured area around the chin. You don't get that with a skin tint when it's formulated correctly. And that's why I love this. And this is high glow, so you would expect to have a weird look to your texture, but that's not the case at all. And here we are, like I said, 8 hours later. Now, the reason this is not my #1 favorite is because it doesn't give quite the coverage that I get from the Protectant. I do like the coverage that I got from this one on the first review. I just think that that's the kind of coverage that I like. But I do like the glow that you get from this one. So that's really the biggest difference between the two, besides the mineral and chemical sunscreen versus the mineral sunscreen, is do you like a little bit more coverage or do you like the glow? All right, so I shared with you 2 of my top favorite skin tints for summer, and you're probably thinking, Jody, those are great, but they're a little pricey. So I have my 2 favorite cost-effective drugstore skin tints, and you're gonna like both of these, and let me tell you why. The first one is the CeraVe Mineral Sunscreen. This is an SPF of 30. This is very similar formulation to the RMS minus the glow. So you get the benefit of a lightweight mineral formula. Comes in 3 different shades. I have it in medium. I'm just gonna apply it with my fingers. It offers lightweight coverage. It blends nicely into your skin. It's a non-greasy formula. And again, it's an SPF of 30. The reason this sunscreen is in my top list for you is because A, the price point, it's under $14. B, it is a mineral sunscreen and many people prefer mineral over chemical. And it offers the right amount of coverage and, in my opinion, a nice natural finish. It has a little bit more coverage, I think, than the RMS, which is probably why I reach for it. It has just a nice natural glow. It's a non-greasy formula, it's oil-free, and it contains hyaluronic acid. And like all the others, I'm going to build it a little bit more in areas around my eye, just to share with you that you don't need to wear concealer with this one either. Unless you carry some darkness that's more profound than mine, then you may need to use just a little bit of color corrector and or some concealer if you want to brighten up that area. But you know, we're just gonna go for a more natural look today, and gosh, isn't that pretty? It just looks like your natural skin. If you go back in this video and look at the application of the 2 previous skin tints, you'll see that my skin looks pretty similar. I think this looks more like the Supergoop, but it's the mineral sunscreen. So it's a great alternative depending on which of those 2 you liked best and why you like them. So like the other ones, we're gonna go 8 hours and I'm gonna share with you how it looks. You can see it doesn't settle at all into fine lines and wrinkles, which is one of the reasons with my more mature skin, I've moved away from full coverage and really embraced the lighter formulas that a skin tint or a tinted moisturizer offers. I can still get some of the coverage. I don't get the same full coverage, but I'm willing to trade off a little bit of that full coverage to not have my lines and wrinkles so accentuated. And for me, it has been a payoff, and I'm slowly working through that and realizing that I would rather have a few imperfections on my skin show through than my wrinkles show through. That's just me personally. Of course, makeup is all about choices and you want to do what's best for you. I'm finding that as I'm getting older, I can go a little bit more light coverage to give up some of that texture that shows through. As I say that, I'm putting on yet a little bit of a second layer because this is buildable, and I want a little more coverage right through here, and I'll blend that up to that under eye area. You can build this to medium coverage and then just blend the edges into where you have one layer, and it looks really seamless. Isn't that CeraVe a really nice finish? You can build it without it looking cakey, so for those days where you want a little more coverage, but you still get that nice natural glow to your skin that's not quite as glowy as the RMS. Now, if you like more glow, you're gonna really love my 4th option, but before we get there, of course, we've gotta do an 8-hour check-in. I gotta say, I'm enjoying these skin tint reviews because this is day 3 of me wearing no makeup other than the skin tint. And I'm not sure why I'm choosing to do it so bare, because a skin tint doesn't mean you can't apply the rest of your makeup. Your blush, your bronzer, your highlighter, your contour, your eyes, your lips, your brows, all of it. But I'm really enjoying not doing any of that, just to share with you what a no makeup, literally no makeup look minus a little bit of skin tint can start with. From here you can only go up. But my husband even said to me earlier today, he goes, so what kind of review are you doing? And I'm like, oh, why do you ask? He goes, your makeup's just looked less than the last couple days. I'm like, I know, right? How do you feel about it? And he just smiled. So I don't know what that means. But yeah, we've got one more to review after this, and then I will start wearing more makeup. And again, you can wear your makeup with these skin tints. I just, for some reason, I'm liking showing you exactly what this product does without, I don't know, camouflaging it or making it look better by applying a full face of makeup. All right, so here is 8 hours of the CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Tint, is it called? Sunscreen, mineral sunscreen. And you can see there's just no settling, you guys, into these fine lines, and they're not even fine, who am I kidding, into these lines and wrinkles. I did just apply a little bit of lip gloss because I felt like, I don't know why I can't improve the look of my lips for a check-in. But yeah, still really good coverage. It looks the same as it did 8 hours ago. It has a nice natural glow. It looks like maybe it's worn a little bit right through here where I doubled the product to cover some of this hyperpigmentation. It doesn't look at all like it did before I applied anything. So I'm still benefiting from some coverage. Maybe not quite as covered, I won't even say full coverage, but a little bit of wear off right through here. Now I have been editing today, so I did have my glasses sitting right here, so that could be part of it, but still a really pretty, soft, natural glow. But like I promised you earlier, if you like a little bit more glow, similar to the RMS glow, but not similar to the RMS price tag, then it's time to share with you my favorite final skin tint. And that is the Woa Glow by E.l.f. All right, you guys, this one you're gonna love because it is a sunscreen. It's not as much of a tinted moisturizer as the other products, but it is a sunscreen that has hyaluronic acid, squalene, aloe, and it gives you that glow. If you loved that glow from RMS, then you are going to love this one. This is also an SPF of 30. It is a mineral and chemical sunscreen. So seeing a little bit of a pattern here. RMS mineral only, the CeraVe mineral only. The RMS had glow, this one has glow, but it doesn't necessarily provide much in terms of a coverage, which makes it a perfect primer if you are looking for a sunscreen of an SPF of 30 and you like a little bit of a glow and you need a primer to help your foundation set in place. Then this is that product, because for days where you don't want to apply makeup but you want a nice healthy glow to your skin, and maybe you don't have imperfections or you don't mind the imperfections showing that you have, this is really pretty. It gives that same coverage to me as the RMS. It's just a, you know, if you saw somebody picking up fruit at the grocery store, you'd be like, their skin is gorgeous. I want to know what their skincare routine is. It's a $6 bottle of E.l.f. Now this only comes in the one shade, again, because it's not offering a coverage or a tint, if you will. But oh, such a pretty glow. What I've been using this one for is on those days where I don't want to have much makeup, or if I'm just going to be running around the house doing stuff and I don't feel like I want to cover anything. I've also been using it as a primer underneath a medium or full coverage because it gives that nice base. My skin can still kind of shine through. Well, my skin that has this fake glow on it can shine through and looks like you have really beautiful skin. I've also used this on top of my foundation as a little bit of a highlight. So for $6, that's why this is my #1 choice of all 4 that I've shared with you today. Each one of them have their winning characteristics, if you will, or why I think they're important to think about with what you're really trying to achieve with your skin tint, or in this case, a glowy sunscreen that is also a primer. So this one's a really good dupe for the RMS, except for the fact that you get 3 shades in that one and this one doesn't come in any other shades, but it still gives that really, really beautiful glow. And because of that price point, I can wear this again under foundation as a primer, on top of foundation as a highlight, on days where I don't want to wear anything, and it gives me an SPF of 30. and that hybrid SPF of a mineral and a chemical sunscreen. So that's why I saved the best for last. They're all really, really nice, beautiful formulas. You just want to find out what works best for you. It is really more of a sunscreen, so I don't need to do an 8-hour check-in because what you see now is what you're going to get all day long because it's a sunscreen. It's not going to wear any different. It doesn't have a tint to it. And yeah, doesn't settle into fine lines and wrinkles. So there you have it. Those are my favorite top 4 tinted moisturizers slash sunscreens for you to choose from. Some that are a little bit higher in price point, but you get added skincare benefits. And then some on the lower end of the price point, you still get some skincare benefits. Like I said, this one has squalene and hyaluronic acid and aloe, and it's a non-greasy formula, and it wears well with a lot of foundation formulas. So there you go. That's it, you guys. I hope this was helpful. You don't need to spend a ton of money to find really good sun protection and a little bit of a skin tint. I've got some good options for you. If you're looking to dress up your skin tint a little bit for a more, I don't know, I worked a little harder on my look today, kind of a look, then here's a video that I recently put together on makeup mistakes you want to avoid so that you don't end up looking older as you walk out the door. And you know the drill, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss next week's Friday Face-Off. We do a Friday Face-Off every single Friday, and well, they release on Thursday. I know, long story, but Thursday Face-Off just didn't quite sound the same. And they used to come out on Fridays, but we moved it to Thursday. Well, because we wanted to put it out a day early for those of you that are busy on Fridays. All right, you guys, that does it for me. I'll see you in just a couple days. As always, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.